Our group's goal is to educate readers about how video games don't cause explicit aggressive behavior. Video games have proven to be more soothing, a way to release anger. We'll explain how video games do not encourage the violence that some think they cause, but instead how they can overall improve the average teenager. Some experts usually point to violent video games as the initiator for these dilemmas, but not in this case, as violent video games do not cause people to lash out in violent ways, but instead can cause catharsis in children. We'll analyze how many people have made the connection that school shooters play violent video games, but so do almost 95% of other teenage boys. It's like saying because all school shooters wear sneakers that the sneakers are the common cause for school shootings. We'll persuade the people to the fact that video games do not cause in any way the result of people acting aggressive behavior and do have benefits to a person's well-being.
Our group did a recent study on further exploring catharsis in video games, where we had students play a violent video game in school, specifically Call of Duty World War II. They had their heart rate taken before playing, 5 minutes through, when finished playing, and 5 minutes after. What we noticed was that the player's heartbeat would go down over time. For example, here is the result of one of our test subjects. At the start, her heart rate was at 113. 5 minutes through playing, it went up to 118. 10 minutes when finished, it was 117. And 5 minutes after she had time to relax, it went back down to 96. This shows us that actually violent video games release stress and aggression and cause catharsis.
Also, video games can be used to improve your memory. A recent study at the University of California shows that students who played a 3D video game over 2 weeks had a 12% memory improvement, while students who didn't play didn't improve their memory. Another study at the University of Toronto had students track a white block on a screen, and then a group of 18 gamers and 18 non-gamers played action video games for weeks, and then they were able to track patterns better. This study also shows how video games can be used for good. For example, for people with poor hand-eye coordination, like people with autism, could help and develop their skills.
Ever since the Columbine Massacre in 1999, violent video games have been in the same conversation as mass shootings, as they are believed to be a risk factor. More recently, President Donald Trump held a meeting after the Parkland, Florida shooting about school safety and said that he is hearing more and more from people about how violent video games and other violent media are shaping young minds. I will prove that there is no correlation between violent video games and mass shootings, as the Supreme Court rejected the claim that violent video games promote real-life violence when it ruled 7-2 in a vote. Another reason is that research has proven that video games do not cause violence, but do cause aggression.
I will be discussing how video games do not cause students and teens to act out in aggressive ways, and even how playing games like Call of Duty and Halo doing online competitions can make you more social and act as a form of therapy to help calm your nerves so you don't act out in aggressive manners. Playing violent video games can decrease crime on the streets because people are too busy playing the games. Some researchers say that violent people often seek out video games, and that is the time they spend playing the games keep them off the streets, leading to decreased crime. So when people are busy playing games for hours a day, there are less people on the streets to commit these crimes.